Welcome back to the Sol Show, where we talk about all things Solana TA. It is May 26, 2024, and the drop continues. Scary stuff. Here's where we have been. We had this drop on the 24th, and we had the death cross. Had a bounce back up to 170. And at this point, right, and it's interesting, look at this. The bounce happened right into the death cross. What do you know about that, huh? That we came back up, retested 170, just a little bit above it technically, 170 and a half. But how interesting that we met right with the death cross and carried it down. But the good news, if you've been watching the show, you knew where it was headed, because it's been going exactly where I have been seeing it. So if you entered a short right here, 170, 170 and a half, man, you're making some bank. At this point, though, on the short side, I'm starting to feel a little bit more timid about that. I kind of have a hunch that the bulls might be coming back. You know, it's darkest before the dawn. So we have been in this drop. So let's look at this. So we had dropped from the peak at roughly 189. And that was on May 20th. What a difference the better part of a week makes. Hey, we're going to close out a weekly candle too. And guess what? That weekly candle's still going to be green. So let's take a look at that weekly candle. When I say that the weekly candle is still going to end green, I'm talking about the Heikin-Ashi candle. So let's switch between those. I'll show you the difference. Technically, the regular candle will be ending red this week, but I go by candles that show a better trend, the Heikin-Ashi candles. As you can see, these candles are much less deceiving when it comes to knowing if a trend is going, if a trend is beginning or if a trend is ending. The Heikin-Ashis work so much better for that. They're way less likely to fake you out. And that's the number one enemy in trading is fake outs. So I want to eliminate fake outs any way that we can. So according to the Heikin-Ashi candle, it is still going to end green. So let's look at this. So we came down, and let's look at these significant levels. The Fibonacci's matter. So 23.6, that's it, 176.75. Boom. Look at that. It found a little support there, but it didn't hold it. And also this support was a former resistance. So boom, it broke that, hit the 200-day moving average. Boom, bounced up, faked everybody out. We thought, oh, is it okay? Nope, not so much. Boom, came back down to that 50% retracement that I was talking about the other day when it wicked down into that zone around 163-ish. When it came down into that, some people were starting to get hopeful, thinking, oh, is it over? Is the drop over? Did we hit where we were needing to go? I said, nope, I don't think so. I said, be careful with that. So it did indeed get a bounce. And that's a good sign because this is a former resistance and this became an oscillation, roughly 164. A former resistance became a support. It bounced up to 170 and then came down, retested this support. So what I was thinking that it was going to do was bounce at this support, but instead it broke through it a little bit. But yeah, I guess technically we did have a little bounce here. Let's look at this. It's a small bounce. So this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. It was falling down here. It hit this support at the 164, bounced up. I was predicting it. Yep. 165, 166, if you count the wick. So yeah, that's exactly what I was predicting it would do. So then we're heading back down. We've broken that support. And here we go. 161. Let's revisit the 8-hour. So as I was saying yesterday, that we see this down wave on the oscillator, even though money flow is not here yet. We got a tiny bit of red money flow. It's not intense. On some of the lower time frames, it is. But one thing that I'm seeing that's hopeful, we got the rising VWAP right here. So as the price is in free fall at the moment, the VWAP is rising. So what I'm predicting, what I continue to be predicting, this wave is going to find its way down, possibly deep, which is not a bad thing, and it's going to get a green dot. And when you get that with this indicator on a high time frame like the 8-hour, that's something to take seriously. Let's look back at the last time that something like that happened. We got that. Here's an example. April 25th. Oh, and what a doozy that April was. So we had the VWAP down here. By late April, there were some beat up folks, and there wasn't a whole lot of hope at that time. We were thinking, wow, is May going to get any better? So April 25th, about a month. April 26th, exactly a month ago, here we are. And what a round trip that we've made. So we had this rising VWAP. Here it was. While the wave was coming down. Bingo. Right there. So you got that green dot. The VWAP starts crossing upward. Boom. We take off for a pump. We bottomed out. Say, wow, around 119. Those you think now is scary. Wow, that was some scary stuff. So we pumped all the way up from May 1st all the way to May the 4th. And May the 4th be with you, because there was a new hope. So if anybody caught that. Yes, up to May 7th. And there it was. And we got into this zone. That was the neckline. So we came back down, made one more shoulder, came back up to the neckline. May the 15th. Boom. We're pumping. What a glorious run that it was. May the 15th to May the 20th. Absolutely amazing. So that's coming again. We're getting ready for it. And now the question is, are we going to be going all the way down to the rising line of support? Or are we going to find support at the neckline? That's the question that's on my mind. So with that, may all your trades be safe and prosperous, and to be continued on the next Saul Huddleman Show.